Permission to be Powerful is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. Neglect isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's small things you ignore, until they pile up and steal your well-being. For years I let issues slide, convincing myself they were normal. I didn't realize I was abandoning myself in the process. The vertigo I ignored. Every time I stood up, the world spun. I'd stumble slightly, trying to steady myself, hoping no one noticed. It wasn't life-threatening, so I lived with it. For years. Then, one day, I finally sought help. The cause? An old ear injury. The solution? Simple. Free. And just like that, the vertigo was gone. All those years of discomfort. For nothing. Then, there were my flat feet. For decades, I dealt with shin splints, knee pain, plantar fasciitis. Running and dancing, two things I loved, became torture. But did I do anything about it? No. I just pushed through the pain. Until I finally saw a podiatrist. The fix? A pair of custom orthotics. That's it. And suddenly, no more pain. I could run again. Dance again. For years I told myself this was just how life was. But the moment I took action, the problem disappeared. Hyperhidrosis. Another problem I endured for too long. I used to sweat through my clothes, even in air-conditioned rooms. Suits? A nightmare. Long streaks of sweat under my arms, impossible to hide. People noticed, and I felt ashamed. Yet, for years, I did nothing. I avoided situations, turned down opportunities. Then, I finally sought treatment. A simple laser procedure. It didn't fix everything, but it helped. And just like that, another unnecessary burden lifted. The blood test. I kept avoiding my doctor asked for routine blood work. I kept putting it off. Why? Because deep down, I didn't care enough to prioritize my own health. Neglect is often easier than facing what needs to be fixed. It's a signal, one we often ignore. Because somewhere inside, we've convinced ourselves, self-care is a luxury. I can't justify spending time, money on myself. I don't deserve to feel good. This toxic mindset is what keeps people stuck. But here's the truth. If you can't take care of yourself, you won't have the energy or strength to care for anyone else. Self-care isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. The childhood mindset that kept me stuck. I grew up feeling like a burden. Not in a way that was ever said outright. But I felt it. I wasn't the golden child. I wasn't the one people wanted around. And so, I internalized it. I learned to minimize my needs. To believe that other people's needs mattered more. And that led to years of self-abandonment. How that mindset carried into adulthood. For years, I ignored my health, avoided doctors, told myself my problems weren't serious enough to fix. Because I didn't think I deserved the same care I gave to others. It wasn't just neglect. It was a deep belief that I didn't deserve to be taken care of. Breaking the cycle self-care felt foreign to me. It seemed indulgent, selfish. But when I finally prioritized myself, everything changed. It wasn't about being selfish. It was about recognizing that I matter, that my needs are valid, that I deserve to be well. I still struggle with self-care. Even now, I pick apart my flaws in the mirror, scrutinize my imperfections, struggle with self-acceptance. But I've learned that neglect is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. When we ignore our health, when we let things go unchecked, we're telling ourselves we don't matter enough to take action. But when we finally care for ourselves, we make a statement. I matter. Self-care is self-love. It's about saying, I'm worth the effort. I deserve to feel good. My needs come first. It's about choosing to heal instead of ignore, to accept yourself instead of abandon yourself. And it's not easy, but it's the most powerful thing you can do. Final thoughts. I'm still learning. I'm still working on it. But I've realized self-care isn't about perfection. It's about choosing, again and again, to treat yourself like someone worthy of love, care, and respect. Because you are. Until next time, Anton Dancer, writer, Buddhist Permission to be Powerful, is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber.